Women Who Care FSJ, which had their huge, massive, record-breaking event the other night. Bailey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dub. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Now, we know the number already. You guys raised $33,900,
Holy.
which is, whoops, I meant to play...
Wrong sound effect.
I meant to play the applause sound effect for that. Oops. Because that is $12,000 more than your biggest event before, which I think was back in 2019, eh?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, and then with that, I mean, you had huge attendance numbers because the idea of this is everyone brings $100, which you'll then donate to the nonprofit of everyone's choice that night. So tell us in the lead up to this, how was that looking? You kind of had an inkling that this was going to be a big event, kind of as in the days coming up to it from registrations, eh?
Yes, with our with our early registrations, which we offered for the first time for this event, where people could email transfer their donation ahead of time, we had over 170 women registered.
Wow.
The interesting thing, over 90 of those women had never attended. And usually our largest numbers are women who've attended in the past. So we thought, are we missing a lot of women, or are we going to see them all at the door? And I think the answer was they came at the door with their $100 cash donation that night.
Wow. So largest attendance you've had so far then?
Absolutely. Brian and Cindy at the Lido, they host our venue every event that we have, and Brian was running around setting up extra tables and chairs frantically to help accommodate extra seating for the large amount of women who attended that night. We were just wowed by it all.
Now, this year you said you did something a little bit different when it came to registration. You had a pre-registration, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And your next event is coming up in September. Do you think that's something you're going to implement again?
Absolutely. It brought so much success and ease for registration, and not only on our end, but I think for the women who attended, to help break up the timing of registration. As women enter, we need to make sure we receive their money and their information. And so when that's all done ahead of time, we just get to welcome them, hand them their name badge, thank them for attending once again, and help them find a seat.
Now, I want to talk about Tourmaline for a second because, of course, just with the money raised from the people who were there, other than Tourmaline, I mean, that's $23,900. But then Tourmaline drops by with a giant oversized check for $10,000. Tell me what that meant to you and how big of a surprise that was to have, in addition to the record-breaking attendance, to have another community partner step up and say, here, we also have this to give.
It was so crazy, Deb. All of a sudden, we were introduced to Talise from Tourmaline, and we're like, okay, I wonder why she's getting up. Usually, our MCs just get right down to business because we always pride ourselves on a quick 1-hour event.
Yeah.
And Talise starts talking about women empowerment, and her speech is instantly just bringing the whole room unified together. And then she starts talking about, but what if we could play catch up? Because we haven't been able to do this phenomenal work since 2019. And then she pulled the cat out of the bag of Tourmaline's generous donation of $10,000. And I was there capturing all of the marketing that night. That's kind of my go-to. And when I was, Oz just kept going. It was phenomenal. I couldn't believe it.
Now, one kind of quick final thing for you. Of course, the money goes to Abbey Field House, which is very cool. I did want to take a moment to talk about the other two nonprofits who also presented that night because, of course, they didn't get this money, but this is partly an event like this also helps to raise awareness for everybody who's there, right?
Absolutely, yes. It was too bad that North Peace Mental Health Society were not able to attend. They did prepare a presentation. They didn't get to meet any organizers on their end who represent that charity. but I definitely had a lot of women in the room asking more about them and asking how they can find out if they need volunteers, as well as Neenan, the other charity that presented that night. I had people saying, where's their main office? Women were asking, where is their pantry? How can I donate to their organization and their pantry, not realizing. He said, when I have donations, I think of the top 3 places to go to, and I didn't even know they're another organization that could really use help. And if I didn't know that, I'm thinking they're getting missed, and I'm not okay with that sitting in my heart. So I want to know, and please post it to the 100 Women Who Care Facebook page so we know. And that's the cool thing about all charities that come. They all get the recognition. They all get to educate 100-plus women in a room what they're really about and what they need and how they can be supported. And then all of those 100-plus women go and their word of mouth just spreads. And we've had charities in the past say they don't struggle as much to find volunteers anymore. They feel the stronger community support again after attending our events, whether winning or not.
Amazing. Wow. What a night for you guys. Congratulations on that. We do have to get to the news here, Bailey, but I do want to say to follow along with everything that the 100 Women Who Care of Fort St. John, I think your Facebook page is probably the best way to do that, eh?
Absolutely. Please.
Yeah. So you can follow that. And of course, we look forward to hearing about the fall version of this event. Bailey, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Deb. Have a wonderful day.
This community interview is supported by your Member of Parliament, Bob Zimmer. Stop by his office in Fort St. John at 9916 100th Avenue and in Dawson Creek at 101.